She's not Scarlett Johansson.
No.
Or Charlize Theron. She's not the classic beauty movie star. And there is none of that anymore anyway.
Not really.
So I don't know what's going to happen to her. I hope she's saving her money.
Electric Boogaloo. Here we go.
More like Electric Juggalo.
Truck full of Fago, car full of fat chicks.
Welcome to Gaming Dudes.
All right. Click subscribe. We watched The Electric State.
Yes, we did. I don't know what else to tell you other than, yes, I watched The Electric State. That was a movie, and I watched it.
Look, the Russo brothers. They do good work.
Do they?
Sometimes.
I guess.
Besides that, this cost over $300 million.
Which is insane, because I cannot, for the life of me, tell
Where did that money go?
Where in the hell did the money go?
I don't know. It's one of the most expensive films ever made.
When you compare this to, I don't know, let's say Rogue One or The Creator or any, which cost like $80 million compared to this. Mm-hmm. So of course, at $300 million, it's going to have a really hard time making anything up. And now it's for streaming, so.
All right. Here's the point. It was mostly just very, very boring. Very boring. You piece together almost immediately. We'll try and do no spoilers, but so her little brother is.
Yeah.
And they kidnapped him because.
Yeah.
Immediately you piece it together. So that's not. You can tell they're trying to do some kind of commentary. Like, look, these are the dangers of technology. Look how it's changed society. It sucks. Look how bad it could get because everybody's kind of vegetative, living with their stupid VR glasses on.
I know, but it's so ham-fisted.
Right.
It's the guy lying on the street, like, just in the street floor, like, with the thing on.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do to help him. He's consumed by his phone or what.
It reminded me of being in fourth grade and having teachers tell me all the dangers of drugs. Drugs will ruin you, and then to be like, look at this guy. See, he's stupid. He fucked his life up with drugs. So don't do drugs. And they scared the shit out of us, like, oh my God, I can't do drugs.
Yeah, it's like a movie of that.
This is what that was. Technology is going to destroy. But it's just so boring.
You have that moment where Mr. Peanut's like, do you know what it's like to have your life depend upon a piece of paper? And I was like, oh, because racism's bad. I get it now.
It's just
so there's nothing subtle happening here.
No, it's all shallow and predictable and shit you've seen 1,000 times before. And even the stuff that they're trying their best. It's just boring. I played so much World of Warships, available now at the App Store, that I don't remember what happened. I can't describe to you when they finally get to the Electric State. I was shut off by then. I have no idea what happened.
You know what happened to me? And this rarely happens. I stopped halfway through and just went to bed and then watched the second half the next night.
I'm trying to think of something positive to say about it.
A couple of the visuals I thought were kind of cool when you see like the world and how like all the robots are all like dead everywhere. Like parts of that dystopian robot future. I thought some of that looked kind of cool.
I was going to say it looks and sounds good, but in the modern era of modern filmmaking, where everyone is using the same CGI models, is that really a brag anymore? I mean,
not really.
If I gave Charles $10,000 with he could do the same special effects in a couple hours.
I actually was not going to go with sounds good because I didn't think it measured up to where it should have in the sound department.
Okay.
The score was by Alan Silvestri, who wrote all the music for the Endgame and all that, so if you've heard his music before,
it's the same music.
It's copy paste. It's literally the soundtrack to Endgame, and they just like copy pasted pieces in there. He really phoned it in. So soundtrack is boring.
I don't know what to make of Millie Bobby Brown. I don't know that she's got much of a career ahead of her because she's not a cute little girl anymore.
No,
she's a relatively pretty woman.
Sure. I mean, she's supposed to be playing a teenager, but she looks like she's 28.
Maybe she's 21, 22 years old.
All right.
And maybe she'll work on her acting chops and get really good and find. She's not Scarlett Johansson.
No.
Or Charlize Theron. She's not the classic beauty movie star. And there is none of that anymore anyway.
Not really.
So I don't know what's going to happen to her. I hope she's saving her money. Chris Pratt.
Going to med school, whatever it is she's doing.
Chris Pratt does what he does. He's not...
Chris Pratt is just playing Chris Pratt. He really didn't try to be something other than exactly who he is.
And he very rarely does. He's not a great actor. He's a perfectly good, serviceable actor. He's not a great actor in the way that William H. Macy is a great actor.
No,
or that
no,
Philip Seymour Hoffman was a great actor. Daniel Day-Lewis is a great actor.
Right.
Chris Pratt, he's good. He gets it done. But he has really good comedy chops.
Yeah.
Which he should. He learned under Amy fucking Poehler doing Parks and Rec. He should be pretty good at this. She's one of the best that's ever been. If you're studying under her for 7 years, you should get good at this. So he pulls it off okay. But you've seen that shtick from him. Everything that he's in, it's the same shtick. He could have been Star-Lord, and you wouldn't know the difference.
They also took a lot of the lessons that they learned from Marvel, like none of the good ones, all the bad ones, and made sure to shove them in here. Like the witty little one-liner kind of joke, but not really joke, that would squeeze in between action scenes and stuff. And
it's what
So
you'd
it really
expect
did-
from the Russo brothers.
yeah. And it really does feel like it belongs in the Marvel universe, the way that it plays out.
It just did not hold my interest. It just got so fucking boring that at one point I was just checked out, and I'd look up everyone. Okay, they're fighting the bald guy. Now they're doing this. They're rescuing someone. Stuff is happening. Movie's over. Oh shit! Movie's over. How did they defeat the? Oh, hang on. Here's 4 minutes of explanatory dialogue. It's like, and then everything went back to normal, and Earth was saved. Yay! I don't know.
Yeah, she did just literally cut off the entire world's technology and then made an apology video, like some influencer that accidentally said a racist word.
We had a phenomenal day today. Nigger League Museum and Arthur Bryant's Barbecue.
So she just kind of comes on, I'm sorry about that, but trust me, this is for the better. And I just have to imagine, like, the moment she stopped, the mob was coming after her already.
If this was longer, if I spent over 2 hours on this shit, I would have been very mad. It's not bad. There's nothing in it that's going to make you fuck this shit and get mad and turn it off.
No.
It's just a waste of 2 hours.
It's just fine. It's just what...
It's a waste of 2 hours.
It is.
There's no reason for it to be made. There's no reason for it to cost $300 million.
No.
That's fucking preposterous.
I did learn one thing from this. A lot of people talk about superhero fatigue.
Yeah.
And then you watch this and you realize it's not really the superheroes that we're tired of. It's this kind of storytelling.
Yeah.
This is what we're tired of.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because if you could do a superhero movie that's, I don't know, just a little bit more entertaining, a little bit more well-written, then we'll come watch. But this kind of storytelling, which is right up there with the worst of what Marvel's been doing lately, it's...
That's true, because if you look back, the 1989 Tim Burton Batman,
Right.
classic film, it wasn't told in this way. Or the Richard Donner Supermans.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones is a superhero.
Yes.
He's a regular guy. He's like a Batman superhero. His films are always great. Well, okay. The original films were
first three
always
were
great.
Yeah.
Because they weren't told like that. They were told in a very different style, in a classical film style.
Right. The same with James Bond. James Bond is a superhero type. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I get what you're saying. It's this format that we're sick of.
Yeah. It's this formula. I really wanted to like this. I wanted it to be like a guilty pleasure for me. Like, I oddly still enjoy the Matthew Broderick Godzilla movie because it's so awful, but it's still, I don't know, there's just something enjoyable about it when I watch it. So I thought maybe this would become my new Godzilla movie where I'm like,
Maybe,
I'll talk trash about it, but secretly behind the scenes I like it and I'll watch it over and over again. No, I found it pretty boring, and I'll never watch it again.
You think Godzilla still holds up?
It does. It's so awful, but it's great.
It's this is a digression, but I watched Contact with Beetroot last night.
Oh,
That does not hold up.
really?
And I don't think it's the times that it's me that's changed. Like when I first saw it, I was like 19 years old. I didn't know shit. And then I watched it again years afterward. This was the first time I watched it last night. I hadn't seen it in a long time. It was my first time watching it as a properly trained scientist.
Oh,
And
it
it
just like
ruined-
nothing holds up.
It ruined it all for me.
Oh, that's
It's like, oh, mistake, bullshit, logical flaw, philosophical flaw. That's not it wrecked it for me. It really wrecked it.
I believe it.
And I'm
believe it.
disappointed because up until last night, it was one of my favorite movies. And now it's like, ooh, that is really... You can tell exactly where a studio changed or what Carl Sagan had written and changed it into something else because you needed to fit the movie.
Yeah, a movie villain or a movie scientist or anybody who's supposed to be intelligent in a movie is only ever as smart as the writer.
You're right.
You can't be... Which is why when they introduced General Thrawn or Admiral Thrawn or whatever
he
it is, and
sucks!
and he's just so stupid. And the new Brave New Bat World or whatever, the Falcon World,
Black Soldier
Captain America,
and Captain White.
Yeah. And they had I don't even know who he was. The dude with the all green with the giant brain.
Yeah.
Super smart.
The Broccoli Doctor.
The Broccoli Doctor.
Yeah.
He's really only as smart as the writer. He can't be any smarter than this. And then, of course, you run into the problem of, well, how do you make him smart? Well, it's easy. Everyone else needs to be
Completely stupid.
Yeah.
Right. But if they're if your audience is even a little bit smarter, they're going to see through that.
Very much so, yeah.
Like, what do you do? Why are you running towards the dangerous thing? Just leave.
Just go the other way.
Oh, they fell into his trap because they're fucking idiots.
Yes. But then he gets to say, look how smart I am. And they're like, oh, he's so brilliant. We fell right into his trap.
No, you're a dunce.
Some of the same flaws here where you've got some people who are like, I'm a, brilliant scientist. And you're like, nah, I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
You're beating up on mental weaklings. So,
make of that what you will. I'm curious to know what you guys thought, though. Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was really dumb? Judging by the scores, you probably didn't like it. But I'm really curious to know what you think.
I didn't like it.
You're not alone. This thing scored horribly.
It should. It stinks.
It still somehow made it into like the top 10 for views because everybody was curious. Everybody wanted to see what is this train wreck, but nobody actually liked it.
Well, that's the thing.
So I don't know what the lesson is that Netflix will take away from this. If they're like, well, we can just make more garbage because people will still see it even when it sucks.
It falls into, it's like in the top 10 of most expensive films ever made.
That's insane.
You know what's first? The Star Wars Awakens.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going to go with Avatar.
No.
Avatar's not on... Really? Oh, that's neat.
Didn't
Well,
cost-
Titanic made it to the top 10. I knew he'd end up in there somewhere.
Well, these are the inflation adjusted.
Sure.
If you go just by pure money, it's a jumbled mess.
Right.
Because Cleopatra was this huge film, but a movie ticket was 9 cents back then, so it doesn't really make
Fair.
It's not a fair comparison.
Well,
Very boring movie. Mostly very boring.
This was a very boring movie. I expected better. I don't know why, but I did. You know what to do. Like, share, comment, subscribe.
I'm also very sick of Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah.
Enough.
Yeah.
He's another one that we need you to be a villain, and I know how to play villain. He just plays villain.
Yeah, over and over and over again.
I get it. He needs to build a career. He's never going to be Chris Pratt. He needs to take whatever job he can get.
I just wonder if at this age, at what he's doing now, if he's just like, well, I found my sweet spot. I'm just going to stay in my lane and play this role until I make enough money that I just don't have to do this shit anymore.
I guess, yeah. What else is he going to do?
I mean, it's him and Jason Statham, right? They're like, this is my lane. This is what I do. I don't know how to do anything else, so this is just where I live now.
I just can't imagine as an artist that's at all fulfilling. It really is just a job now.
Yeah.
Sucks.
It's what it is. All right. We'll catch you in another episode.
Yep.
Later.